What's up, everybody? Welcome back, and thank you for tuning in to part 2 of my August pickups here on Retro Game Haul. On part 1, if you haven't checked that out already, go ahead and click the link down in your description box where I cover my games and loose manuals, stuff like that, pickups for the month of August. In this one, we're going to cover the bigger stuff, a bit more flashy kind of things. We're going to cover the console pickups, boxes, accessories, all those stuff. I love collecting accessories, man. It's kind of like my new thing, is collecting stuff like that, because there's so many different items, you know, both licensed and not licensed, that you can pick up for a lot of the older systems. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump right in. I'll show you what I got in the month of August. So first we'll cover a couple of loose system boxes that I got. I actually got these at the most recent Gamers Exchange at East Starland, of which I was actually a vendor. It's the first time I've actually ever sold anything to the public, you know, just selling off some of my extras and loose things and doing a couple trades and whatnot. And they always have the live auction there where you can bid on things, so just stood up from my table, raised my hand on a couple things that I was after, and was lucky enough to win a couple things for not that much money. First up, we have an insanely good shape original Game Boy box that is actually still sealed. See that with the factory Nintendo tape on one side. Obviously it's open on this side because it's an open box, but it's got the foam in it, or not the foam, but the cardboard rather, insert to hold it and whatnot. It doesn't come with a system or anything, but that wasn't what I was after. I just wanted the box. It actually has the original proof of purchase there on the back where it's dated. 9595 with the original serial number. So unfortunately the Game Boy that I put in here won't be a matching serial number, but you know what, that's perfectly fine. For me, this is mainly a display piece. I just wanted a really good quality Game Boy box to go over there with the rest of my system stuff to show off in the collection. Then next up, we've got pretty much the most notorious misfit in the Nintendo universe, like Nintendo's one big flop that they have put out that barely lasted a year, I don't even think, in the lifespan of the console. We got the infamous Virtual Boy, just the loose box. It does have the insert inside of it, no manuals or anything like that, no system. I don't own a Virtual Boy yet, guys, so I've actually got to track one down, which I will do at some point, just so if nothing else I can say I've got every Nintendo console ever made. But the box, they were letting go in the auction for such a good price, I just really could not turn it down. Because these are definitely not easy to find when it comes to the Virtual Boy itself. A lot of these boxes are kind of frayed up and destroyed, and this one's actually in pretty good shape, man. A little bit of wear on it. Has the original proof of purchase on the side, $12,295. Wow, that's the same year as my my Game Boy box. So unfortunately, again, the Virtual Boy that I put in this won't be matching serial numbers, but hey, that's okay. Again, for me, guys, this is just a display item to put on the shelf to kind of show off the history of Nintendo consoles. Next up, we got my last empty box here. This is the box for the NES Power Set. Very late in the NES life cycle when they came out with the Power Pad, which was, I guess, kind of the prototype for the Wii Fit balance board, you know, maybe? Or maybe like the prototype for Dance Dance Revolution or something. You know, Nintendo was always coming up with these crazy ideas way back then that, quite frankly, didn't always work, but really good ideas nonetheless. This is the accessory that is to be used for, as far as I know, the second most valuable NES game on the planet, which is called Stadium Events, which was released to specifically use the Power Pad. No inserts or anything in this one. I think it has the cardboard. It does have the styrofoam, rather. That's in there. But no system or whatnot, no Power Pad, but I can get all those separately and go ahead and complete this box. I love collecting these old NES boxes. They're just such a treat to have. They're so bright and colorful and everything like that. And as far as I know, this is the biggest of the bunch. And look at that. That's easily like twice the size of the standard NES box. So great to have this one in the. So next up, we've got one that I've been after for quite a while, guys. For those of you who know anything about the Wii, this is definitely one of the systems, the versions of the Wii system to have as far as collecting is concerned. This is the one they put out as the special 25th anniversary edition of Mario during kind of the year of Mario, so to speak, where they were doing all kinds of collectibles and stuff. The same year that Super Mario Bros. Wii came out, you know, just Nintendo celebrating their history and whatnot. And you get a Red Wii console, the Red Wiimote and stuff like that. Comes with the Wii Sports game, all kinds of stuff. I've been after this one for a really long time. I love that it's Nintendo Red, you know, that it's the old school, the same color of their font that they used to have back in the old days. And I love collecting Wii consoles because there's so many of them. Nintendo has definitely put out a lot more of these than they have almost any other console, you know, since the Nintendo 64, that notwithstanding. But Got this one for a great price. Actually got a couple things from this particular vendor. The next thing I'll show you in just a second. And for what they were offering for it, I just simply couldn't turn it down. Then from that same vendor, I was actually able to get the other kind of anniversary / collector's edition of the Wii, which comes in blue. So you put them together and you basically got the colors of Mario, right? You know, you got red and blue. Nothing really special in this one other than the color of the console. It doesn't come with any pack-ins or anything like that, just the blue emote and the kind of light blue console. I figured, you know, I got one, I might as well get the other so that I can say I've got, you know, the two kind of special collector versions of the Wii complete in the box. So very cool, very happy to have this. Next up, we got a loose controller that I actually found in one of my local stores, and I saw it and I just knew I immediately had to have it. The first thing I thought of when I saw this, guys, you can see the joystick on here, was this would be perfect for top-down shooters, like playing Raiden, you know, stuff like that. You know, the games that they're actually still making for the Xbox 360. I'd love to have a joystick for those to kind of simulate the arcade experience. And I have played this one with Raiden 4 actually, and it's actually a lot of fun. It's really cool to use the joystick to play the game. So, you know, just kind of old school arcade experience on these. It's standard. If I can get the cord here, you get a nice long cord. Excuse me. Nice USB plug-in with a dongle on the end, so it doesn't need batteries or anything like that, made by Mad Catz. These seem to go for about 20 bucks or so, which is about what I paid for them. So if you like the old school like top-down shooter arcade stuff and you want to kind of simulate that experience with your Xbox 360, go ahead and pick one of these up, and it definitely makes the difference if you ask me. So next up, we actually have an item that I really don't know much about. I wasn't able to find a lot about this or even a duplicate item online, so I'm guessing this is maybe some kind of weird custom case or something like that. It's an old school PlayStation 1. It does have the PlayStation sticker on it, so I don't know if this was an official release or some kind of limited edition thing or something like that, but I just saw it at the East Arlane event. They were only asking, I think I got it for like 10 bucks. You know, not a lot of money for it, and I was like, wow, that's kind of weird. You know, I'd love to have that for the collection just because it's odd. I like really odd things when it comes to gaming. But if any of you guys know anything about this particular console, if this is some kind of limited edition or just some kind of custom case or whatnot, go ahead and leave me a comment down below. I would love to hear all about it. It does work. I have tested it, so. But if any of you can fill in the blanks on this one, I'd really appreciate it. So on the last retro game haul, I actually showed you guys an accessory that I thought was really odd. I'd never seen one of these before, called the Freedom Connection. This is it right here, which is basically just a wireless adapter for any NES controller. You just plug it in to your little thing, you stick the wireless sensor into your NES, and anything, including the zapper, becomes a wireless controller. And I was like, wow, that's kind of weird. I've never seen one of those before. And lo and behold, I actually found another one, and I didn't think anything of it when I bought it, but I found out when I got it, when I actually got the item shipped to me, that there's a difference between the two. So if you look closely at this one, right there down at the bottom, if you can notice that little gold kind of tablet marker thing right there, it says Player's Seal of Approval, you know, U.S. National Video Game Team, and it says Nintendo Compatible right there. So you'll notice that it does not actually have the seal of approval on it. So the other one I got, which by the way is brand new, does have the seal of approval. So I don't know if this one, you know, the non-seal of approval one came out first, and because they didn't have Nintendo's blessing, and then eventually they put this one out. But I just thought it was really cool that there's actually two different versions of this box. You know, who would have thought that, you know, one guy like me would have been able to find both versions of these? Just kind of odd, but really cool to have both of them, you know, both an approved and unapproved, so to speak, version of these. So going with that same Nintendo flow, I do have a regular NES Advantage, guys. You guys have seen that before, but there's also what I call Red Band versions of these. Which says Nintendo Entertainment System across the top, which were released, I think, later in the life cycle of the NES, closer to when the Super Nintendo came out. They kind of rebranded their stuff, so to speak, with the little red band logo. So I've been trying to go back and collect those things, you know, both the system boxes and the accessories that have the red band, because they're a little bit tougher to find, at least for me so far. So along with the Freedom Connection, I actually picked up a couple of items at the East Arland event that are actually made by the same company. Let's see where it is. Camerica, which has made a bunch of different accessories for the NES. First, we got the Supersonic Joystick, which is actually wireless. It seems Camerica made a lot of wireless stuff. It's a really weird looking thing. It almost looks like a spaceship, you know, because it's shaped like a triangle. I just thought that was really weird. I love little accessories like this, so I had to pick this one up. And following that same suit, we got the Freedom Stick, also from Camerica, which is a little less freaky shaped. It's more like the NES Advantage, but again, it's a wireless version of them. So no cords here, Mom. You can play totally wirelessly. Next up, we got a little third-party accessory I've been after for a while. A lot of near misses on this one. This is the double-player wireless head-to-head system made by Acclaim. Wireless controllers were like a really new and interesting thing back then. Nobody really quite got it right because they were still using infrared. As you can see, it's got a little picture there at the top where you got an IR sensor for both of these, but really cool to have the box. You know, I love these little kind of what I call the big box accessories and stuff, where they've got the pictures of the two kids who are way too clean cut to be playing Nintendo. I mean, look at that. They look like little Reaganites or something like that, you know, Cold War type stuff. But officially approved, Nintendo seal of quality there. That's always good. And it's always nice to have a little eccentricity like this in the accessory collection. And last but certainly not least, just one random item I found from one of the vendors at the East Starland event. Just saw it, and I've been after this one for a while. Love items by the company, if I can find their name. Bishu, like the Bishu zipper. I collect those controllers, and I've seen this one a few times. Just their kind of flight stick called the Zoomer, and just really kind of cool looking. You know, almost like an arcade style flight stick, very large. I mean, look at the size of this box, man. This is definitely not a small accessory. Officially licensed by Nintendo, of course, but really good price on this one from the vendor. We worked out a really cool deal on it, and I just, you know, I love collecting Bishu stuff because they make such cool accessories, and saw it and just simply had to have it. Next up, we got a little item that I found in one of my local gaming stores that I saw, and I was like, I've got to put this on the wall of the Retro Game Lounge. This is just too cool. This is a poster. I can't put the whole thing in frame, I'm sorry guys. Of the first level of the original Donkey Kong. You can see Donkey Kong there at the top. I'm trying to get the glare off that, sorry guys. You scroll down, and there's Mario at the bottom there. I think. Where's my... No, there's Mario. Right there. So I saw this, and I think it was $10 or whatnot. Just such an iconic kind of picture, you know, in video game and retro gaming history. I was like, yeah, that would absolutely be perfect on the wall of the Retro Game Lounge. Just saw it and just absolutely had to have it. Very lucky to get it. So that about wraps up my August pickups here on Retro Game Haul. Thank you everyone so much for stopping by. I really appreciate all the support, great comments from my fellow collectors, and just general viewers out there, man. It's always really cool to interact with you guys and hear your stories about things you picked up, and to watch your videos, man. I love watching game pickup videos, man. It definitely pushes me and inspires me to do these on my own, just to kind of be a part of the community and share my pickups with you guys and just kind of exchange information. To me, that's what YouTube's all about. Well, thank you everyone again so much for stopping by, and to all my fellow gamers, retro or not, game on.